Hey, heard any good music lately?
I dunno. You?
I saw Close to the Edge last night. They are a Yes tribute band. It totally rocked.
Yes blows. They represent all that is evil about popular music.
How can you say that?
The Clash is my favorite band. They inspired a generation of kids to pick up guitars. While Yes is the worst offender in prog rock. They are aristocratic, effete, and they destroy brain cells with incessant organ playing.
Why should rock musicians be vilified for knowing how to play more than 3 chords?
Punk brought rock music back to its roots.
Punk is for bitter misanthropes with short attention spans, who never got over their first serious breakup. Personally, I like bands that know what key they are playing in.
By 1975, prog rock was a bloated corpse. An absurd spectacle of lasers and dried ice, 11-minute epics about swords, magic stones, and long-eared goblins. Punk put a stake through prog rock's bloodless heart.
You remind me of one of those 50-year-old guys who creeps around record stores wearing a Ramones t-shirt. The kind of guy who lives in his parents' basement with his collection of crusty vintage vinyl and a bad porn habit.
Prog is self-indulgent tribe.
Prog represented great advances in popular music. If it were up to you, we'd not be allowed to listen to anything between Elvis joining the army and the MC5. Go ahead and hate them, but Jethro Tull could play circles around the Clash.
You are confusing dexterity with virtuosity. Prog music simply contains too many notes.
Do you like jazz?
Yes. Miles Davis is one of my favorite musicians.
Why do punkers like jazz, yet hate prog rock? Jazz is as guilty of the same transgressions as prog rock.
Such as
the concept album, extended solos, and improvisation, using a multi-note, melodic attack.
Jazz is a uniquely American art form. So is blues. Prog rock, in contrast, is white European musical masturbation. It is as soulless as a Haydn symphony, and just as boring.
You act as if European musicians had no ear for pure rock and roll. But your beloved punk was started by English bands.
No, punk was started by the New York Dolls.
The New York Dolls? Ugh. Perhaps you and Robert Christgau can go to Greenwich Village sometime and talk about the old days, when CBGBs had cultural relevance and having pink hair and a nose ring was some kind of profound political statement.
Prog is music by old farts for old farts. I hope to one day dance on the grave of Rick Wakeman while playing London Calling on my iPod. My dancing body will become sweaty next to burning copies of The Six Wives of Henry VIII.
My beef with punk is that there's nothing there musically. You hear one Ramones song, you've heard them all.
Punk embodies all that is painful and beautiful about youth. Prog is for uptight, white graduate students who cannot get laid because they have listened to too many Uriah Heep albums.
One day, you will see that there is more to life than Blitzkrieg Bop.
One day you will find that Aqualung is a silly, overplayed song cycle, written by bearded millionaires who had lost touch with reality.
You know what? Your spunky punk attitude really turns me on. Care to grab a drink?
Drop dead, you elitist, bourgeois swine.
Fair enough.
Rock on, loser.